Hi everybody. Today I wanted to put together a very simple, straightforward video showing the entire process that I go through from start to finish when I sell an item on Facebook. I am literally going to document every single step of the way, and I'm going to keep it as simple and sweet as possible. So I do want to start off by saying this is not selling on Facebook Marketplace. I am referring to selling on my own personal page. I have a lot of videos where I've been showing people, what my profit margins are, how fast items sell, and I've been getting a lot of questions about the entire process start to finish, so that's what we're doing right now. So I've already done the sourcing. Forgive me for forgetting to film that part, but I already did. This is kind of one of the fun things about going to a bin store. I had a box here that I thought had a stuffed animal in it because that's what it says on the box. It says an extra large sheep with a donut. I know, totally random, right? But inside was actually one of these. So this is the item that I'm going to show you the entire process selling on my Facebook page. It is open box, but it is still in brand new condition. So after I have sourced an item, the first thing that I do is what I refer to as emailing links. So basically what I do is I email myself the Amazon links, Walmart links, eBay links, whatever link I need to get me all of the information about the item I plan to sell on my page. So that's what I'm gonna do with you right now. I'm gonna take you through the exact process I use for emailing myself a link for this Revlon volumizer. So for this, I'm just going to use the Amazon app. I'm not using a special app or anything. And then in the search bar, there is a little square icon that I'm going to tap. And I am just going to take a photo of the volumizer. And there it is. Very first listing, it sells for $39.91. So I'm going to click into that listing. And I am going to email this Amazon link to myself. So, email, Gmail, email to LINDEYGLENN, send. That's it. I'm done. That step one is done. Well, technically, I guess that's step two. Step one would be actually finding items to sell. But you get the idea. Now, is every item that easy to find? Honestly, no, it's not. But all you have to do is just do a little bit more work. If you happen to take a photo of the item on Amazon and you can't find the exact thing, you might have to just do a text search, like I would search Revlon One Step Volumizer Plus. Another thing that you have to make sure you do is you have to make sure that you find the proper one because there can be different wattages, there can be different colors. This one was pretty straightforward and simple. It's just the simple red one. It's not a fancy color. If you can't find the post itself, just take a photo of the item that you have and just get all of the information that you need off of the box. If it's not on Amazon, which tends to happen a lot for me, I just have to go to Google. That's all you do. You just do a Google search for the item, or you could do a Google image search as well. But the first step that I do after acquiring the merchandise is emailing myself a link so that I have all of the information that I need about the product that I'm putting on my page to sell. Next step, we're going to the computer.
Okay, so while I'm on my computer, I actually have 3 separate tabs open. I have the Meta Business Suite, which is Meta or Facebook's business page planner, scheduler, whatever you want to call it. And then I also have 2 different tabs open with 2 different emails. The first email tab that I have open is the template that I use. So I can just copy and paste and make scheduling all of these posts go a lot faster. The other tab that I have open are all of the emailed links. So I basically just say, the emails from myself. So I have them all in one place. And this is the email that has the Revlon One Step Volumizer, and here is the link. So I'm just going to go ahead and open up the Amazon link so that I have it ready to go so that I can create this post using Meta Business Suite. Now, you don't have to use Meta Business Suite. You can just use a regular Facebook page to create these posts. I personally prefer to use the Meta Business Suite because then that means that I am able to create these posts in advance. Creating posts in advance on Facebook using the Meta Business Suite, and that's the only way you can do it, If you are just simply creating posts on your Facebook page, you have to schedule them to go live immediately. You can't schedule them ahead of time. The only way you can schedule them ahead of time is to use Meta Business Suite. So that's why I do this. If you were just scheduling your posts in real time, though, you could just, schedule it, or I'm sorry, not schedule it. You could just, send them live one at a time as you wanted to, throughout the day or at the start of the day or whatever you wanted to do. But I actually want to have this post go live tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So I have a 3 o'clock and a 5 o'clock. I actually need one for 4 o'clock. So I'm just going to click in here to schedule this ahead of time. And I'm going to say 4 o'clock p.m. The next thing I do is I come over to my template page and I'm just going to copy all of this, just Control C, or you can just say copy. I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to paste it into the description. Now I need to go gather all of the information from the Amazon page. So because it is in new condition, I'm just going to screen grab the images from Amazon. Now there are several different shortcuts that you can use. I am on a MacBook, so the shortcut for me is Shift Command 4 to do screenshots, and then I can just grab, pull, and then when I release, it automatically takes the photo. I believe that Windows uses what is called Snipping Tool, and I forget what the shortcuts are for that. There's probably also some add-ons that you can download to your computer to do different screenshotting tools. Or if you don't want to worry about doing any of that, you can just right click and download. Or if you have taken your own photos, if you have unique items and you're unable to find the online information, you can just, upload your own photos. I also like to grab a screenshot of the price so that people know that they're getting a good deal. And then I also copy the Amazon title so I have all of the information. Then I'm going to come back over to the Meta Business Suite and add photos, upload all of those images, and I can drag and drop the order that I want them in. And then in my template here, I just go to where I say item detail and I just paste what the Amazon title was. And let's see, what price do I want to do? The Amazon price was $39.99. I like to try to do 50% off of Amazon's price. I think I'm actually going to shave off a little bit more because my cost of goods on this item was pretty low. I actually only paid $2 for this. And I honestly think the only reason why I got away with only paying $2 for this was because people thought that it was a stuffed animal inside that box. Like I told you, it literally said stuffed animal on the ASIN barcode, and I opened it up to find this item inside. So I think I would have had to have paid, $4 or $6 for this item at the bin store if it wouldn't have been in that box. So I do want to try to pass on savings to customers too, because I feel like if I do really ridiculous prices sometimes, that kind of drives a little bit more traffic to my page more frequently because people get that FOMO. They're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe someone, got a one-step volumizer. It's $40. I can't believe someone paid only $17 or $18 for it. So I think that's actually what I'm going to go for. I think I'm going to do 17. I want to really create some FOMO for people to come back to the page to see if I post more good deals like this. So this is going to go live on the 31st. I like to have the first price go live for 3 days. So that would mean that claiming ends on August 3rd if I'm posting it on the 31st. And then I do also like to put something in here about condition. So I'm going to say that it's a return, appears, well, we'll say appears never used, open box. So I do try to, what's the phrase? I try to under promise and over deliver. There we go. That's the turn of phrase. So to me, this item looks brand new, but I'm not going to say brand new because I don't want someone to get it and their, perception of brand new is different from my perception of brand new. So I want to under promise and over deliver. So I'm going to say that it's a return, appears never used, open box. And then I'm going to scroll down here. I'm going to hit schedule. And that part is done. And usually it takes me under 1 minute to schedule a post if I'm not, yakking through the entire process.
So this next step I usually do with multiple items, but since I'm just doing one item in the video today, I am taking this down to store it until it sells and until it's picked up. So I'm coming down to my inventory area. These are the shelves that I have of the merchandise that is laying in wait to be claimed and or picked up. So I'm just gonna take this and put it right here on the shelf. There it is, right there. It's just gonna stay right there until the listing goes live, it gets sold, and then it gets picked up. That's where it's gonna live. It's gonna stay there until it gets picked up. I'll let you know when it has been claimed and when it's paid for. Okay, so we're at the end of the 3-day mark for the Revlon one-step hair volumizer, and unfortunately it has not sold. I did decide to go in and drop the price before I even posted it. I know that when I posted or scheduled the post with you guys, I had it originally at $17. The day that it went live, I sat there and I thought to myself, I'm like, no, I'm gonna do 15. And I think my initial gut reaction was actually correct because even at a $15 price, it did not sell. So now this is what happens with my whole process. I know that I say most of the items that I have, at least half of them will sell in the first day, but this is one of those items that did not sell in the first day. It's actually been 3 days at $15 and nobody has claimed it. So now my next step is I'm going to drop the price. I usually do all of the price drops on Saturdays, and just depending on how much money I have in the item versus what I think the item is worth, that's kind of what dictates the price that I drop it to. And I plan to drop it to $10 on Saturday. So that is the plan, and I'll let you know if it sells at a $10 price.
All right, so it's the end of the day Saturday, and that Revlon one-step volumizer did sell. So this is the next thing that I do. I have all of my notifications here of all of the comments. You could see people that have claimed sold that I need to notify. This one here is the one step, and it was claimed a little over an hour ago at 8:08. So even with the price drop at $10, it took, let me see, posted it at 4 and it was claimed at 8:08. So even when I price dropped it to only $10, it still took 4 hours to sell. So maybe my market for this item is changing, but I'm still not mad about it because it was still 5 times my money. So I made an $8 profit on a $2 purchase. So that's not bad. So the first thing I actually do is I like the comment. That's just so that they kind of get a notification that, I have acknowledged their sold comment. I have another tab open where I have a spreadsheet, and this is where I kind of keep track of what items have sold, how much they sold for, who purchased them, and then whether or not they've paid, and also cost of goods. Over here, I'm going to say the Revlon one-step volumizer. Whoops. I think my keyboard is getting a mind of its own. For $10. It was Julie. And I'm going to leave this blank because she hasn't paid yet. My cost of goods was $2. So I do have, other items here. But, oh, yes. And, of course, on that same template where I had the all the buy it now information, I also have a winner's notification. So I'm just going to copy that. Going to go back over here. And I'm going to send her a notification. So I'm just going to send her a private message. I'm going to say you've claimed the Revlon one-step volumizer. for, it's going to be $10.80 because I do collect sales tax and remit it to the state of Kansas. I do get a lot of questions about that. Yes, I do collect sales tax. I am a recognized business in the state that I live, which is Kansas. And when you are a registered business, you are required to collect and remit sales tax to the state. So that's exactly what I do. So the total with the sales tax is $10.80. And I'm just going to send her a message. And then I'm going to edit the post to reflect that the item has sold. So I just come up to the top and I just say sold out and save. Now I know I really didn't show this before I copied and pasted it, but what the winner's notification basically includes is the item that they won, the total that they need to pay, including the sales tax. I have my Cash App and my Venmo here, and then I also have instructions if they would rather pay with an invoice, which just means that I need their email address and that pickups will be in Derby, and then also a little bit more instruction if they want their items shipped. So, after they submit payment, they need to reply back with paid ship and their email address. That way I can email them an invoice for their shipping costs. And I do that at the end of every single week. So that is the process when an item gets claimed. That's how I handle it.
Hello everyone, it's Sunday night. I look a little bit rough, but now comes the next step for this Revlon one-step volumizer. So this is actually an item that's going to be shipped. So I am putting it with this customer's other items. So she has a couple other items that's going with it. So this is exactly how it works if I ship the items versus a local pickup. When I ship items, what happens is the customer first claims the item and then pays for it. And then I don't send invoices for shipping or anything like that because I do not ship each item individually. I bulk everything up and do combined shipping to save on the shipping cost. So what most of my customers that are not local will do is they will just simply claim items throughout the week. And then what I do is I box up everything. I will weigh the entire box and I will get a shipping quote for their box with all of their items inside. Then once I have that shipping quote, I will email an invoice to them so that they can pay it, and then I ship within 24 hours of it being paid. So what happens if somebody only claims one item during the period where I'm gathering items for a shipping invoice? What I will do is I will contact the buyer and I will say, you've only claimed one item. Do you want me to just mail this one item, or do you want to wait another week to see if there are items that can be claimed with it? And most of the time people will say, go ahead and wait another week. That way I can claim more items and do a combined shipping invoice. Now, a lot of the time, since there is no shipping quote, depending on location, shipping for one or two items can get really costly. I am in Kansas, so that usually makes it pretty fair to ship to either coast, but sometimes it gets to be a little bit more expensive. Sometimes items weigh a little bit much. Sometimes the boxes are a little bit too big. So typically what I allow is if there's one or two items and the shipping just comes out to be way too astronomical, at that point I will ask that shipping customer if they would prefer to relinquish their items. Now the caveat to this is that they only get one time of relinquishing their items before they are banned from being able to claim items in the future, simply because I don't want people, to come on and claim items and then just say, oh, the shipping is too much, never mind, and then come back the next week, claim an item, oh, the shipping is too much, never mind. I have to put, some sort of a boundary on that to say, okay, look, you have an idea of how much this item would be to ship. Like, let's say it's 3 pounds. Now you have an idea of 3 pounds is going to cost you X amount of dollars, so that the customer could basically keep that in their mind before they claim something else. So if they're trying to claim, a cast iron pan or something, be like, well, that's going to be really expensive to ship. They can kind of, factor that in. You guys know how the shipping aspect works. Box it up, send it on its way. I do message with tracking numbers so that the customer can follow it, but what happens if it's a pickup? 9 out of every 10 items that I sell now is local pickup. So I think it's kind of funny that the one item I chose to show you the start to finish process for happened to be a shipping item. that was just sheer coincidence. But if it is local pickup, after the item is claimed and paid for, it is up to the customer to contact me to arrange pickup. So let's say this rug in particular. So if somebody claims this rug and they send me Venmo for it, I just keep it on a shelf of items that are all paid for, and it is then up to the customer to contact me for pickup. I have two typical pools of customers and what they will do. I have one pool of customers that will pick up once every week, once every 2 weeks, once every 4 weeks, just depending on when they're in the area. And then I have other customers that prefer to pick up like the next day. And I've kind of gotten to know enough of my customers to know this customer's probably gonna want to pick it up tomorrow. This customer's not gonna be here till the end of the month kind of thing. And then when they're ready to pick up, they just basically message and say, hey, will you be around on Friday? I say, sure, around what time? They say 3 o'clock, I say, cool. I bag up their stuff and I set it on the porch for them to pick up at 3 o'clock on the day that they requested. Now, if I'm not going to be home, I let them know that I'm not going to be home and I say, you know, is it okay if I just leave your bag on the porch for you to pick up? I can set it out there before I leave, and usually they're okay with that. And if a customer happens to want to pick up right away when I'm not home, I just simply have to tell them that I'm not there and they're gonna have to schedule pickup for another time. But I would say 90 to 95% of the local pickups that I do are all porch pickup, and I don't even really interact with the customers very much. They just let me know when they wanna pick up. I bag up their stuff. I usually tie it shut. I'll staple a name tag on it and I'll just leave it on the porch for them to grab. But this one is not a local pickup, so I'm gonna go get ready to ship it. So I got her stuff all packaged up, so now I am going to go over to Shipbo and calculate her shipping. So while I'm pulling this up, I'm going to answer the question I know you're probably thinking. Why Shipbo? Why not Pirate Ship? I will check Pirate Ship for certain things. However, I find that I can get better prices on Shipbo because with Shipbo, I can do Ground Advantage. Ground Advantage almost always beats priority cubic shipping, and unfortunately, priority cubic shipping is the only option on Pirate Ship. It's if not UPS, but UPS is really only a good deal if it's like a big box, you know what I mean, which this is not. So it's probably going to be Ground Advantage that is the better choice for that package. But I mean, Shipbo, it's Shipbo, kind of like hippo, but Shipbo. It's very similar to Pirate Ship in the sense that you can save customers and addresses. You can get multiple options like on Shipbo. I can ship priority if I want. I can ship UPS if I want. It has FedEx. It has all of those. And I love the fact that it does store all of the customer addresses. So since I have shipped to her before, I don't need to get any other information from her. All I need to do is put in the information that I have, you know, the dimensions of the package and the pounds, and then I will have her exact shipping cost that I can then put on an invoice and send to her. And I use Square for all of my invoicing, so it just makes it super easy peasy. Everything is easy peasy. Here are all of my options. There's UPS Ground Saver, UPS Ground, Priority Mail, Ground Advantage is 1033. So I know that UPS is, you know, 10 cents cheaper than Ground Advantage, but I'm still gonna go with Ground Advantage because UPS is a completely different stop for me. So I am just going to charge her $10 shipping, and this is the option that I'm gonna select. And that is something else that I do regarding shipping. I always round down for shipping. I don't round up, mostly because I want my buyers to feel like they're getting a really good deal. If they're having to, you know, pay a whole bunch in shipping, they're not gonna continue shopping. I want them to continue shopping. So because I am not ready to buy this, because I need to invoice her first before I pay for it,
I'm going to go back to orders, and all of my pending labels are saved. So that's pretty awesome. So after she pays, I can literally just come here and click on buy and print the label. I don't have to input all of the information again. So that's really awesome. So the next step is going to be actually emailing her the invoice, but I'm not going to do that because there's going to be too much private information on there. But I am just going to create and email a $10 invoice to her, and then I'm assuming she's going to pay it tonight, and after she pays it, I will ship it off tomorrow with the other packages that I have to get ready to go. I think I have 4 customers that are all getting shipments this week, so I'm going to finish up by weighing everybody's stuff and getting those estimates just like I did this one. And I will see you when we're headed to the post office. But that's it. That's the whole process, start to finish, of how exactly I sell on a Facebook page. Something else I know that a lot of people have been confused about is the Facebook shop compared to what I actually do. A lot of people are like, I don't see the shop on the Facebook page. How exactly does that work? I don't use Facebook shop either. I am literally just doing posts on the page. It's not an actual storefront. Just like you would post memes or something on Facebook, instead of posting memes, I post items for sale. But that's it. That is my entire process. I do plan to create a lot more in-depth videos and kind of do some sort of a formatted course or an ebook or something that I plan to have done within the next few months. I do have to wait for school to get back in session in order for me to have enough time dedicated to do that, because there has been an overwhelming response in comments of people wanting a product like that, because selling on Facebook is definitely different. It's a different avenue of selling that a lot of people are unfamiliar with, and there has been a lot of requests for something a lot more in-depth. Everything from, you know, starting the Facebook page to growing it to actually selling items to the different payment processors that exist. There's a lot involved if you've never sold on Facebook before. So I definitely do intend to create many in-depth videos and put that together in a course for everyone. So I will definitely let you know when that is available. And if you are one of the people that's very interested in that, please put me down in the comments below, because if I see enough me's down in the comment section, that will definitely light a fire under my butt to get it done a lot faster. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, because it lets me know that you like and appreciate content like this. It also helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, so I do definitely appreciate that. Don't forget to check the video description. I always put a lot of useful information in there, as well as linking my business Facebook page so that you can see how these items sell in real time. You can actually see day to day how my Facebook page functions rather than just watching the videos about it. And I did also open up my Facebook page to shipping, as you saw. So if you happen to see something you'd like to purchase on my page, you can join in on the fun and claim sold in the comments as well. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell. That way you're notified whenever I post my next video. Thank you again so much for watching. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.